First of all, I want to congratulate Christy Johnson Lynch on her 400th win last night. Amazing job. I'm sure the statue is being built as we speak for her, so I wish them the best. But as far as the game today, we did the things that we really talked about. I don't know if I've ever been in a game where we had 12 players shoot between 3 and 9 shots. The enthusiasm of the group and the way they shared the ball was great. And obviously to see the 3 go in a little bit early was great as well. But we're at a point now where, we understand what's coming, but really pleased with the development of a lot of our kids and the minutes that are getting. So hopefully back to practice on Tuesday and ready to go.
Addy's triple-double, just what can you say about what an accomplishment that is?
No, I mean, it's a tremendous accomplishment. I think it's celebrated so much because it's so rare, and she's not a point guard. So how do you get assists? How do you get points? How do you get rebounds? I think everyone knew at some point in her career she'd get one, and ironically, she gets honored for her 1,000th point before the game and does something really special there. And obviously Willie getting a double-double as well. That was the cool part. Was it's great for them. It's great for their families. But the cool part for me is just the amazing energies and enthusiasm from their teammates. And that's cool. So, no, great accomplishment. And a couple of us were like, why didn't it happen sooner? But she's a very, very good player and showed it today.
Did you, I think, the last one was in 2014. Did you think that one would last? It would take this long?
No, I didn't. And that's why, again, it's such a hard, it's like hitting for the cycle in baseball or something. It's a really hard thing to do because, I mean, you think about, you get a double-double. That's a really good day's work. And then you add another thing to that. It's really amazing. And I didn't realize it was that long. I knew it'd been a long time, not that long. So glad to get that one out of the way.
How close when did it start? I know Billy's usually,
right,
on top of what's taking place, like historical factors. When did you realize it was in play? And it almost seemed like her teammates were trying to find her in those first couple of minutes, knowing how much longer were you going to give her too?
No, everything today was about minutes. Yeah. So we were trying to get between 25 and 27 minutes for Addy and Jada as we ramped them up. And when we started the fourth quarter, Jada said to me, she goes, "Coach, I got it." I go, "Got what?" And she just kind of looked at me like, and then it's kind of like this rumbling that went through the bench. So the first play, Jada was going to throw the ball to Addy Brown no matter what. And then the rebounding that's on Addy. And they were kind of mad at AJ because I think the rebound that she needed, she literally almost took it out of AJ's hands. And I think everyone else was just standing there like, let her have it kind of thing. But I didn't know exactly. But when the fourth quarter started, and Jada said that to me, I told Addy Brown, you got 2 minutes. Because it was going to be 26 minutes, and she went 26-17. So I'm like, if you want to go get it, go get it.
This is with this one, you got 5 players in double figures again, 3 players with double-digit amount of rebounds. What can you say about the effort of this team in this 5-game homestand, one that we've seen grow since that Southern game where you really put a hammer and nail to your players? Yeah,
I mean, I understand, part of it is the schedule, and no disrespect to anyone, but at the same time, you play it, and you play it as well as we've played it. But our team has gotten a lot better. I see them every day in practice. We practice against scout team guys every day. So I think the way they, really care about one another has helped. But we've gotten better. And every game that we've played, to our kids' credit, and really my staff's the one that's doing it, is like we go into every game like, what today has to be better. And like the Southern game, we fouled a lot. The next game we didn't. Today it was, Audie's going to get double teamed. And I told Audie, you won't get 10 shots. She got 8. I told her before the game, there's no way someone's going to stand behind you again and let you get 40 and be on ESPN for 4 days. So you got to make it 3. And finally, they saw the ball go in. So to the kids' credit, they've made those, and we've picked 1 or 2 things every game. They're like, hey, let's walk out of here feeling this was better. I mean, knowing that there's always a lot of work to do. We all know that, but that's a credit to them. It's a credit to their work ethic, and it's been fun to see.
I know you're going to Des Moines for this road game ending the 5-game homestand, but
Right.
just to get on a bus and go play somewhere else,
Right.
how pumped is this group for that opportunity on Thursday?
I'm sure they're excited. We did a close scrimmage. We played Illinois State in the Quad Cities. So we did have some road trip. I'm sure they're excited about it. I always tell them that the road games are the games that really say what your team's about. I love Des Moines. I'm not excited to go play at Drake, no. But it's time. I mean, we need to do that. And I think, again, it's the next step of growth of every team is to be in that environment. We get a little spoiled playing here, and we know Thursday will be very difficult.
Bill, what you mentioned about the team, we talked about it before the Valparaiso game, the togetherness, the bond this team has. I don't think any stat indicates it more than 30 assists on 31 made field goals. How does that strike you?
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive number. And again, I don't care. And I always joke about it. Like if we're playing 5-on-0, I don't know if we could get 30 out of 31 assists. And again, I think to the kids' credit, they understood that the way we were going to be guarded was completely different. So you had to make another pass, another, decision. And I think to their credit, there's a couple times when as a coach, you always talk about, hey, let's get a good shot. There were times we got a great shot, and people had a shot they could, and no one would have said a word if they took it. They made one more pass, and those are things that every coach loves to see. And again, we all sit here and talk about it. And I told them, I'm like, if you can celebrate the success of another person, that's not a basketball thing, that's a life thing. And we don't do that enough in our society where we celebrate the success of other people. And even though it's a basketball game, I do think it's a good learning thing for them. And, to see someone else do something positive is pretty cool.
You referenced it, but to see Elisa get the double-double, to see the reaction of the team and the crowd when you have a triple-double the same game, her first career double-double, that reaction,
Right.
what's that moment like for you?
No, I think that's one of those. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Addy Brown because she's one of the best players I've ever coached, obviously. But, to see Willie do it, I mean, she's the backup. And, there's this sense of her teammates see her every day, how hard she's worked at everything she's done. And so, she'll never, like, even they went nuts because Sarah said, Willie's coming to the press conference. The whole place went out of their minds because, she needs to say, I'm here and Audie's not or something, But again, that's what teams are about. And that's a moment that she will remember the rest of her life. That when she did it, she had her whole team standing and the crowd was yelling, and that's a moment again that kids. You wish every kid could have that moment. Most of them don't get it, but she got hers today, and couldn't happen to a better person. Go ahead.
Just obviously, as you guys have been home the last 5 games, you've gotten all of these individual accomplishments for all these teams. Just how important is being at home in Hilton Magic a factor in this?
No, it's good. I think the magic of Hilton is real. I've always said that. And sometimes the basketball gods reward you, and the ball bounces your way a little bit once in a while. But it's been fun. It's been a fun 5-game stretch. Scheduling is such a quirky thing, and it worked out different this year than it's done in the past. But this team needed, I think, to do it the way we did it with Jada and with Reese. And, Kenzie coming back. And so I think it was, to do it the way it's ended up is, I think, probably in retrospect, the best thing that could have happened to this team. So now we see, I mean, you have another, basically it's a month sprint to Christmas. And now we just have to decide, we have a lot of tough games and road games and all the in-state games and all the stuff that is the hard stuff is coming. And I think our kids are excited about that challenge.
What did it mean to have a game like today from the three-point shooting?
No, I think it was important. Obviously, we have not shot the ball very well. But it was not like we don't think we can. But today was the game, again, the way we anticipated them guarding Audie. There was going to be some looks. AJ hit a couple early. Kenzie hit a couple. The three people that have struggled, and they've struggled in practice, are Sid, Kenzie, and AJ, and all three of them shot it great today. So I'm sure they'll come back to practice Tuesday a little bit happier than when they left this morning.
5-0 start. First time since 22-23. What have you seen, and what do you think of how they played during?
I think we've played really, really hard. I think we've gotten better every day. I think we've created a lot of different lineup situations that I think will work. I think we've ramped up our minutes to the point where we feel okay about it. We're as healthy as we've been in a while. So we're in a really good spot considering, when the season starts. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen, but as of right now, I don't think we could be in a better position.
And then last thing, were you saying that layup for Addy to start the fourth? Did you call a play for it, or Jada just was like, I'm going to do it?
Jada said, I'm going to do it. So her thing to me is always like, every time I say something to Jada, and again, I'm learning how to coach her. She's learned how to play for us. Is when I start to say something, she always says, Coach, I got you. I'm like, okay. I just shut up and let her. So I did not call the play. Jada called the play because she knew what she needed to do. So that's Jada, though. Jada's basketball IQ is very high. She gets it.